Okay, today lesson is about introduction to robotics. Now first of all, let's discuss what is mean by a robot. So what is mean by a robot? What do you think is a robot? We can say a robot is a mechanical device, or someone can say a robot is an electronic device, right? Or someone can say robot is a machine which help to the humans, right? So all of them are correct. All of them are correct. But I want to give a better definition for what is mean by a robot. To do that, I am going to divide a robotic system into three main categories. So robotic system is going to divide into three main categories. We will see what are those. Right. So if we take a robot, robot can be divided into three main categories. Number one, chassis, the robot chassis. Number two, electronics. Number two, electronics. And number three is the program. Number three is the program. So what is mean by the chassis? Chassis means the mechanical chassis. Mechanical chassis might include plastics, metals, rubbers for the wheels, everything goes to the chassis, mechanical chassis part, right? So plastics, mechanicals, rubbers, everything goes to the chassis. What are electronics? Electronic means the electronic components, circuits, batteries, motors, wires, speakers, everything goes to the electronic parts, right? And most importantly, there must be a program. What is mean by a program? A program means set of instructions. So what is mean by a program? We can give a basic definition to a program. A program is a set of instructions. Right. So again, robot can be divided into three main categories. The chassis, which includes the mechanical, metals, rubbers, everything goes to the mechanical chassis. And second one is electronic components. There are electronic components. And most importantly, there must be a program. Program means set of instructions. For example, if we take a robot like this, now you can see this is a robot type robot. We are going to explain what type of robots chassis we are using. Now here you can see this track is rubber. This is rubber, and this is plastic. These are plastics, and these spaces are metals. Now all of these are the mechanical chassis of the robot. This is the mechanical chassis of the robot, and you can see inside there are motors. So these wires are coming out from the motors. These motors are electronic parts, and in the next lesson we are going to learn about this one, the Arduino. This is the brain of the robot, right? This is an electronic circuit. So this is also electronic component, electronic parts. So this is the mechanical chassis which has plastics, rubber and metals, and these are the electronic components. So where is the program? Can you see the program? No, you can't see the program. Can you touch the program? No, you can't touch the program. So remember, the mechanical chassis and the electronic components are called the hardware part. Why we call the hardware part? Because we can touch those. That's why we call hardware part. And program, can we touch the program? Inside this microcontroller, we have a program, set of instructions, right? So program we can't touch. Therefore, the program is called the software of the robot. So basically, we can divide a robot into two main categories now, hardware part and the software part. Hardware part includes the mechanical chassis and the electronic components, and the software part includes the program. Understand? Right. Let me give you an example for what is meant by a program. More understandable example. So let's see. Right. So this is me. This is me. And this is you. This is me, this is you. Right? Now, I am going to give you 3 instructions, 3 commands. What is meant by a program? Set of instructions. Now, here in this example, I am going to give you 3 instructions, 3 commands. Number 1, go to a shop. Go to a shop. Number 2, buy a Coca-Cola. Number 2, buy a Coca-Cola. And number 3, return. Return. So how many instructions did I give you? I have given you 3 instructions. What are those? Go to a shop, buy a Coca-Cola, and return. So who gave you the instruction? I gave you the instruction. So these are set of instruction. In other words, we can say this is a program. So what is this? I have given you a program. I have given you 3 instructions, or I can say I have given you a program. Understand? Who gave you the program? I gave you the program. So I am called the programmer. I am called the programmer. And you are the one who has been programmed. So you are called the programmable device. What is meant by a programmable device? Program-able device. So you are the programmable device. Programmable device. Okay. So I have given you 3 instructions. So I gave you the program. So I am the programmer and you are a programmable device. So as soon as I give you this instruction, what will you do? You will start to execute this instruction. How you are going to execute this instruction? One by one. First you will go to the shop, then you will buy a Coca-Cola, then you will return. So the same thing happens with the robot, right? Same thing happens with the robot. So once we build the robot, once we build the hardware part, what is meant by the hardware part? The mechanical part and the electronic part. So once we build the hardware part, we must give a set of instruction. Otherwise, the robot will not work, right? So we have to tell the robot to do something. So for example, I am going to give some instruction like move forward, stop, turn left, stop, move forward, stop, something like that. So it will exactly behave as I told it to. Understand? So remember, robot can be divided into 2 main categories, hardware and the software. Mechanical chassis and the electronic parts goes to the hardware part, and the software part means the program, set of instruction. Now in this example, I have showed you how to give a program to a human. Now from this course, are we going to program humans? No, we are not going to program humans. We are going to program robots, right? So from the next lesson on, we will learn how to program a robot, how to make a robot and how to program a robot. But today is just an introduction. Today is an introduction to robotics. So I am going to give you more idea about what are the different types of robots and what are the technologies they have, right? What are the latest technologies and what type of robots are there and what are the names. That's what we are going to study today, right? First, I want to show you this robot, right? So what is this? What do you think is this? This is a robot toy. This is a robot toy, right? Do you know what is the name of this robot toy? The name is Koji. C-O-G-I, Koji. What is the name? Koji. And what is the brand? Brand means the company who made this robot. For example, this phone is made by the company Apple, right? This laptop is made by the company Dell. This is a Dell computer. So what is the brand or the company of this robot? Huawei. The company is Huawei. Again, what is the name of the robot? Koji. And what is the brand? Huawei, right? Okay. Now we will go through one by one what are the technologies in this robot. Let's see what are the technologies in this robot. Okay. Okay, so the name of the robot is Koji. The company is Wowee. Let's see what are the technologies we have. Now, first of all, what you can see a LCD display here. This is a LCD display. And here, what you can see? Here you can see a speaker. Speaker, what is a speaker? Which generate a sound, a device which can generate a sound is called a speaker. All of you know what is meant by a speaker. Okay, so there is a LCD and there is a speaker. And what do we have here? What are these? These are wheels. These are wheels. And wheels are connected to what? Wheels are connected to motors. So we have a LCD display and a speaker and wheels. Wheels are connected to motors. And here in the back side of the robot, we have a battery pack. You can see how many batteries are there? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 batteries. 3 AAA batteries. Okay, right. And here you can see there is a push button. What is mean by a push button? A push button is a button that we can push, right? So this is a push button, you can see. In this side also we have a push button. See, this side also we have a push button, right? And here we have a toggle switch. What is mean by a toggle switch? A toggle switch means an on-off switch. Toggle switch is an on-off switch. For example, in your toys, what do you have? You have toggle switches, on-off switches. Here also we have a toggle switch, an on-off switch. Okay, right. So let's switch on the robot and see how it works. Right. I will again switch off and switch on this. I hope you will be able to hear the sound. Right. Now you can see here what is the main function of this robot. Every robot has a main function. So what is the main function of this robot? The main function of this robot is to change emojis, right? So every time when I push one of these push buttons, the emoji will be changed. Let's see, right? You can see. Every time I push the button, the emojis are going to change. Right, if I push this button, it will reverse again. Right? Okay. And here we can push his Koji's head. You can see we can push the Koji's head. So it is itself is a push button. For example, if I change a emoji and push the head, it will react depend to that specific emoji. Let's see a demonstration. Okay, I will put this face, right? And I will keep the emoji here, and let's push the head, right? I hope you will be able to hear the sound also. Right. So if we put a specific emoji in the display and we push the head, the Koji will react to that specific emoji. Right. So you understand some of the technologies here, and there is an advanced technology here, which is we can control this robot using our mobile phones. Right. I can use my mobile phone to control the Koji. How do you think that's going to happen? What is the technology between how these two is going to connect? The connection, what is the technology? Bluetooth. You might have heard what is meant by Bluetooth, right? So using the Bluetooth connection, I can connect my mobile phone with the Koji. Bluetooth a wired or wireless communication? It is a wireless communication, right? So what is the communication? Bluetooth. And is it a wired or wireless communication? It is a wireless communication. So there is a specific application that comes with Koji. So if I switch on that specific app, then I can connect with my Koji. Okay, so this is the application. So I am going to start. I must make sure first whether I have enabled the Bluetooth. So we must enable the Bluetooth first. Okay, let's start it again. Right. Okay, so once I click the refresh button here, it will search for if there is any Koji available. Let's see. Right, you can see it has detected the Koji. It has detected the Koji. So once I click this, what will happen? It will connect with my Koji. It's still connecting. Right. It has successfully connected. Right. So this is the interface of the Koji. Right. There are a lot of things that we can do. I am going to put the drive mode. This is the drive mode. Right. So in this drive mode, I can give different emojis. Right. So I am going to click this one first. You can see when I press on a specific emoji, that emoji sent into the Koji through the wireless communication, which is Bluetooth. So when I press this emoji, it will show in the Koji's display. Understand? See? Right. Not only that, we can control the Koji's movement using, there is a joystick here. You can see, using this joystick, we can control the movement of the Koji. For example, right, you can see, I can rotate. So it should, okay students, you have seen how Koji reacts to the app, Koji app. When I do movements, it can go forward, backward, left, right, it can turn left, right, and also we can do lot more things, right? Okay, so again, what is the name of this robot? Koji. And what is the brand? WowV. The brand is WowV. Now, do you like to see a more advanced robot than this one? Yes, right? So next we are going to see MIP. So what is the name of this robot? The name of this robot is MIP. And what is the brand? The same brand like Koji. What is the brand? WowV. The brand is WowV. Now, like Koji, let's discuss what are the technologies we can see here. Right? Can you see a display like Koji? Can you see? No, there is no display in MIP. Right? There's no display. So how many wheels do we have here? We have two wheels. We have two wheels. Wheels are connected to what? Wheels are connected to motors. And here you can see there is a speaker. There is a speaker. And here we have the battery pack. We need to put 4 batteries. How many batteries did we put to the Koji? We put 3 batteries. Now to the MIP, we have to put 4 AAA batteries, right? Okay. And here you can see there is a LED. Now in the Koji also you have so there is a LED. In the MIP also we have a LED which indicates the status of the MIP. Okay. So again, what are the technologies? We can see there are 2 wheels. Wheels are connected to motors, and there is a speaker, a battery pack, right? And you can see there is a on-off switch. See, there is a on-off switch, and there is on-off switch, right? And here we have two IR LEDs and receivers. Two IR LEDs and receivers. What are IR LEDs? What is IR stands for? IR stands for infrared. Where can you see an IR LED? In your TV remote, you might have seen in the front of the remote there is a small LED. That is an IR LED. IR stands for infrared. Can we see IR like a normal LED? No, we can't see it is light up. But if we take a camera, then we can see the IR beam. Otherwise, with our eyes, we can't see the IR beam. We need to get the help of a camera. Here we have two IR LEDs and receivers. You will see what is the purpose of the IR LEDs. And also, there are normal LEDs. When I switch on the MIP, you can see the eyes on with blue color. This blue color is normal LEDs, right? Not IR LEDs. IR LEDs you can't see with your eyes, right? So these are normal LEDs. Okay. So what was the main purpose of the Koji? To display emojis. That is the main purpose. What is the purpose of the MIP? You can see, if I try to put the MIP here, can I put it like this? No, it's going to fail, right? It will fall to the ground. So you can guess what is the main purpose or the main function of this robot. Self-balancing. What is mean by self-balancing? Self-balancing mean balance by itself. The robot is going to balance by itself. Understand? How, before I switch on and show you the demonstration, let me explain you how self-balancing works. For example, if I am like this, if someone push me from behind, if I want to keep my stance, what should I do? I must move forward very quickly. If someone push me from behind, to maintain my stance, I must move forward very quickly. What happens if someone push me from front? I must move backward very quickly. If I move backward slowly, then definitely I will fall to the ground, right? So I need to move very quickly. Same does the MIP. If we push MIP from behind, it will quickly move forward. If we push MIP from front, it will quickly move to the backward and maintain the stance. Let me show you the demonstration of the MIP. Right. You can see it is doing the self-balancing. If I give a small push from the behind, you can see it is quickly moving forward. See, if I give a push from front, you can see it is quickly moving backward. Understand? I think battery level is low. That's the reason for that. Otherwise, it will keep its stance, right? Yes, that's the reason for that. Okay. Right. So the main purpose or the main function of this robot is to do the self-balancing. Understand? And I told you there are two IR sensors as the eyes of the robot. The purpose of IR sensors is now this robot is capable of responding to the hand gestures. See? Right. Okay, students, you saw that we have changed the batteries. The battery level was low, so that's why it fall and didn't react for the hand gestures. Now we have replaced the battery with new batteries. Now let's see how it goes. Right. So if I give a push, you can see now it is maintains its balance. So if I give a small push from behind, it is moving very quickly into the front, and if I give a push from front, it is moving backward very quickly. The movement must happen very quickly. If it lates, then definitely this will fall to the ground. Understand? So let's see a demonstration of hand gestures. Right. You can see it responds to my hand gestures. How this is going to respond to my hand gestures? because of the two IR sensors as the eyes. There are two IR sensors as the eyes, right? Not only this hand gestures, I can do something like this. See, it should move backward. See, right, and see, right. You saw the demonstration well, right? Again, what is the name of this robot? MIP. And what is the brand? WowV. And what are the technologies you can see here? You can see two IR sensors and two wheels are connected to motors, and there is a speaker, on-off switch. We have given a name for the on-off switch. What is that? Toggle switch. And there's a battery pack. How many batteries are there? 4 AAA batteries. And there's a LED, right? And what is the main function of this? What is the main? This is the IR, right? These are two LEDs. Okay, this is the IR receiver. This is the IR receiver, right? What is the main function of this robot? To maintain the balance, or we can say this is a self-balancing robot. And also, like Koji, this robot can connect with the mobile phone. And what is the technology? How this robot going to connect with my mobile phone? Using through the Bluetooth connection. Is Bluetooth a wired or wireless communication? It is a wireless communication. Let me show you a small demonstration. So there is a specific application, mobile app coming with the MIP, which is called MIP. Right, now searching for MIP. I haven't switched on, so let's switch on, and the MIP will automatically search. Right, now MIP has connected with my mobile phone. Like Koji, we can do a lot of things with the MIP. This is the basic joystick. I can move forward, backward, and also I can rotate the MIP using my mobile phone. And if I have two MIPs, I can have a boxing competition, right? I can do a dancing thing, right? If I play a song in my mobile phone, this robot will dance to that music, something like that. So let's see the basic movements, okay? So I must be careful because of the small space. So let's move forward, right? Let's move backward. And so let's rotate. Right? You can see. Let's rotate to the other side. You can see the balance of this robot, how powerful the program is, right? So I can do the basic movements like forward, backward, and turning left and turning right. Also, there is a one specific application. So drive, cans, dance, battle, boxing, path. I want to show you the path, right? So in this path mode, I can draw a path of the mobile phone. So this robot will exactly follow that path. Let me show you a small demonstration. Right. Now I am going to draw a very small straight line. See, the robot has gone to that path. Now let's draw a path like this, a L-shaped path. Wait. Let's have some space. L-shaped path. So I am going to draw like this and this. So we are expecting the robot to go like this and this. Let's see. Right, you saw. So anyway, students, in this mode, we can draw a path and the robot will follow that path. You can see these are robot toys, but these are very advanced, high-tech robots, right? Okay. Now, do you like to see more advanced robot than this MIP? Yes. Let me introduce you MIPASO, right? So, what is the purpose of reviewing these toys? Today the lesson is to give you an introduction into robotics. Now, before we discuss about different kind of robot chassis, we are going to discuss about what are the latest technologies we can discuss, which are includes in these robot toys. Understand? So, this is Mipaso. What is the name of the robot? Mipaso. And what is the company of this robot? The same company. What is? Huawei. The company is Huawei. Name of the robot is Mipaso. The company is Huawei. So let's discuss what are the technologies we can see here. What are the technologies? How many wheels are there? There are 2 wheels, and wheels are connected to what? To the motors. And here you can see there is a LED. There is a LED. And here there is a speaker. You can see there is a speaker, right? And also, like in the MIP, we have IR LED and a receiver here as the eyes. But there are 2 normal LEDs also here, which we can see. And IR stands for infrared. Don't forget that. Okay. Now, not like MIP, we can see there are 2 supports for the wheels. So I can keep it like this. Now MIP we can't stand like this, but Mipaso we can stand. Right. So let's discuss what are the different technologies that Mipaso has than Koji and MIP. Let me switch on this robot. You can see, right? Okay. Now, when I clap twice, this is going to do the self-balancing automatically, right? So how it recognize my clap? How can you hear my voice? Using your ears. This robot also has ears. What are the ears? Microphone, right? What is the ear? A microphone. So if I clap twice, the robot is going to self-balance automatically. Let me show you the demonstration. Right. You can see it has self-balanced automatically. And like MIP, we have, this is going to respond into hand gestures. Let me show you. See. See. So it is going to respond into the hand gestures. Now, like Koji and MIP, this also can connect with my mobile phone, but I'm not going to show you that. You have seen enough of Koji and MIP. So remember, this can connect with the mobile phone. And what is the technology? Bluetooth, right? Is it a wired or wireless communication? It is a wireless communication. Understand? But we can't go for a large distance. Maybe 10 to 15 meters will be enough for the Bluetooth. Only 10 to 15 meters around that. You can search for the internet. What is the maximum distance for a Bluetooth communication? Understand? Right. And there is one more technology for this robot. That is this robot coming with this ball. You know, some dogs, when we throw a ball, the dog will go after that ball and retrieve that ball to us again. This does the same. This will not retrieve the ball, but this can go after the ball. Now, before I show you the demonstration, I want to tell you what is, how this is going to track this ball. Now, as you can see, there are LEDs all over the ball, right? But these are not normal LEDs. These are IR LEDs, infrared LEDs. So, which means when I switch on this ball, can we see these LEDs on? No, we can't see, but through the camera we might be able to see, right? For our eyes we can't see. So when I switch on this ball, the IR beams go all over, right? From all the points of the ball, right? Here we have the points. So this in the robot we have an IR receiver. So once IR beam goes to that IR receiver, this robot understand where it came from, right? So it will turn to that direction, something like that. I am not going to explain in much detail because this is just an introduction. So I will show you the demonstration. To the demonstration we need enough space. So I will put this away. Right. Let me try to show you a small demonstration. So I am going to switch on the ball. Right. It detects. Okay, students. So before I switch on again, I am going to have some space, right? Otherwise, it will difficult to see the demonstration. So let's have some space, small space. Right. Now I am going to switch on the ball. So what we are expecting? We are expecting MIPOSO to track this ball and come to the ball. You can see this is a normal LED. So you can see the MIPOSO is moving towards the ball, right? So you know what is the technology. Okay, students, right? So what is the technology? The technology is IR, infrared. So there are infrared LEDs all over this ball. So once we switch on, it will emit the IR beam, right? So it will detect by these IR sensors. So the robot knows exactly where the IR sensors coming from. If it receives from this angle, it will turn to this angle, something like that, right? I'm not going to explain deeply, but that's enough. Okay, so now we have learned three types of robots, three robot toys which has some advanced technologies. Number one, Koji. What is the company? WowV. All the robots are from WowV company, right? Koji, MIP and MIPOSO. All of them have some different functions. For example, Koji has a display which display the emojis, shows us the emojis, and MIP do the self-balancing, right? It can do the self-balancing and respond to the hand gestures, and the MIPOSO is capable of respond to the sound also. Right, students? Now we saw some robot toys. Now we are going to discuss what are the different kind of robot chassis available to make robots. Now why we do this course? Because we want to make robots. We want to make robots like Koji, MIPOSO. We want to make different kind of robots. So let's see what are the different types of robot chassis available for us to make robots. Right. First of all, let's discuss. I will write the headline. Different types of robot chassis. Different types of robot chassis. So let's first discuss what is a two-wheel robot chassis. Two-wheel robot. Right. Now you saw in the MIP and the MIPOSO, they had only two wheels. But I am not discussing about thinking about a robot chassis like this. I am thinking about a robot chassis like this. Okay. Now here you can see there are two wheels, 1, 2, understand? And two more caster wheels. These are called caster wheels. These are support wheels, right? Without these, this is not balanced. So why we are using these caster wheels? To balance this robot chassis, right? So actually there are 4 wheels, 2 caster wheels and 2 rubber wheels. So if we forget the caster wheels, if we focus on the rubber wheels, then how many rubber wheels are there? 2 wheels. So that's why I told this a 2-wheel robot chassis. Understand? Right. So if we take this robot chassis, if both wheels rotate forward, what will happen? The robot will move forward. If both wheels rotate backwards, then the robot will move backward. Now, if the right motor move forward, if right motor rotates forward and the left motor rotates backward, let's see what will happen. It rotates to the left direction, right? Again, see, the right motor rotates forward, the left motor rotates backwards. It rotates left direction. Now, if the left motor rotates forward and the right motor rotates backward, then the robot will turn to the right direction. So this robot chassis can move forward, backward, and also this robot chassis can turn left and right. Understand? Okay. So this is the two-wheel type robot. So now let's discuss what is. I will show you another one, three-wheel robot chassis. Three-wheel robot chassis, right? So this is what I am referring as a three-wheel robot chassis, but also there are only two rubber wheels and only one caster wheels, right? So this is also a two-wheel robot, no problem. You can also some are saying this is a three-wheel type robot, no problem, and still it has two wheels and one caster wheel, right? And this one has two wheels and two caster wheels. So both I put into the same category, two-wheel robots. Now let's search for four-wheel robot. Four-wheel robot. Let me show you the four-wheel robots, then we will discuss. Right. This kind of robot chassis I am referring to as a four-wheel robot. How many wheels are there? Four wheels. And each wheel has a separate DC motor. So how many DC motors are there? 4 DC motors. So let's write that. Our second robot chassis type is four-wheel robot. Four-wheel robot. Okay. Let me show you a demonstration of a four-wheel robot. This is a four-wheel robot that made by our students using cladding sheets. These are called cladding sheets. Okay. Right. So there are four wheels. Now, if all the motors rotate forward, then this will move forward. Understand? Right. See, while moving forward, all the wheels rotate in the forward direction. If all the wheels rotate into the backward direction, then this robot will move backward. Now, how to turn this robot chassis? The same theory like the two-wheel robot. If the right side motors rotate forward and the left side motors rotate backward, then this robot will turn into the left direction. See, these motors are rotating forward, this one rotates backward. See, right. And if left side motors rotate forward and right side motors rotate backwards, then this robot will move the right direction. Now again, this robot chassis can move forward, backward, and also able to turn left and right. Now I am going to ask you a question. Can this robot move like this? Can this robot slide? Definitely not. It can't slide like this. Or can this robot move in the diagonal direction? Can it move? No. This robot can move forward, backward, and can turn left and right. Now, next robot chassis I am going to show you is called a mechanism wheel robot. Let's see what is the advantage. Before we go to the mechanism wheel robot, I want to explain you what is the advantage of the two-wheel robot and the four-wheel robot. What do you think is the advantage? Now, this four-wheel robot is more stable than the two-wheel robot, right? You can see because there are four wheels. Once we give the command to move forward, this will go in a straight line. But when we give the command to move forward, both motors will rotate forward. But because of the surface and because of the caster wheels, this might not go in a straight line. This will eventually turn like this or this direction. So this one is more stable than the two-wheel robot. So once we give the command to go move forward or backward, this will go in a straight line. That's why I am calling this is more stable robot. That is the advantage of 4-wheel robot than a 2-wheel robot. So now let's discuss what is a mechanism wheel robot and what is the advantage of a mechanism wheel robot than this 2-wheel robot and the 4-wheel robot. Now I am sure most of you don't know what is a mechanism wheel. First I will write it, mechanism wheel robot. Mechanism wheel robot. So let's go to the Google and search for mechanism wheel robots. But you might don't know the name, but you might have seen this type of robot. See, these are the mechanism wheel robot. I will show you the mechanism wheel only. See, this is called a mechanism wheel. We can say omnidirection wheels, right? So this is mechanism wheels. So these are the mechanism wheel robots. See this one. This is a mechanism wheel robot. Now, what is the advantage of a mechanism wheel robot? Now I told you that the 4-wheel robot can move forward and backward. It can't slide, but a mechanism wheel robot can do the sliding also. It can slide left, it can slide right, and also it can move into the left diagonal direction and the right diagonal direction. It can move into the any direction. Understand? Let me show you a small mechanism wheel robot. So these are the mechanism wheels. So this robot is capable of moving forward, backward, and also this robot can move into left, it can slide left and it can slide right. Also this can move diagonal into the diagonal directions like this. Understand? There is a much bigger robot that we have built. I will show you a better demonstration using that robot. But before we go to that demonstration, I want to tell you one practical example of a mechanism, how better mechanism wheel robots than a normal 4-wheel robot. Now in the industry, let's say mechanism wheel robots are used as transportation robots. Let me show you a large mechanism wheel robot, an industrial mechanism wheel robot. Industrial mechanism wheel robot. So you will be able to see a large mechanism wheel robots. See, you can see how big these robots are, right? These are very large mechanism wheels. So mechanism wheels are used as for transportation robots. What is the advantage? Why we can't use for normal wheels? What is the advantage of using mechanism wheels? Let me explain you it by taking a small example. Now let's say in the industry there is a robot which needs to, now let's say this is a normal 4-wheel robot. This is a normal 4-wheel robot. Now this is a transportation robot. It needs to I will erase the path. This needs to transport some things from right. So this is the place A and this is the place B. There are some let's say there is a load which need to carry from A position to B position. So this is the path. So the 4-wheel robot will move, and here the 4-wheel robot needs to turn, right? So robot needs to turn. So is there enough space for this robot to turn? Right? There might not, right? So there might not enough space for this 4-wheel robot to turn. So that's where mechanism wheels comes in advantage, because if this is a mecanum wheel robot, the robot can move forward like this and it can slide all the way to the left. See, it don't need this, the mecanum wheel robot goes straight and it can slide left. It don't need to turn. So that is the advantage. So what is the advantage of a mecanum wheel robot? The mecanum wheel robot can move in a small space in an effective way. A mecanum wheel robot can move in a small area in an effective way. That is the advantage of a mecanum wheel robot. Okay. Let me show you a large mecanum wheel robot. Okay, students. Now I am going to show you a medium-sized mecanum wheel. Understand? Right. So I need this space. I will put these robots side. Okay, students. This is a medium-sized mecanum wheel robot chassis that we have built. Now you can see. I will show you a inside look. We haven't done the wiring. We have done the wiring, but we have removed. So there are no any electronic parts there. Only the motors, right? So what type of motors are these? These are stepper motors, right? So still you don't know what are stepper motors. In a later section, I will introduce you what are DC motors, stepper motors, servo motors, AC servo motors. We will see what type of motors we are going to study. So there are 4 stepper motors, right? 4 stepper motors. Let me show you a small demonstration of how this mecanum wheel works. So it can move forward, backward. See, when it moving forward and backward, all the wheels are rotating forward and backward. Now I am going to slide it. Watch carefully. Let me slide it into this direction. See how wheels are rotating. Right. Let's move it in the right diagonal direction. You can see when I am rotating the right diagonal into the right diagonal direction, only these two wheels are rotating. Understand? See that again? Only these 2 wheels are rotating. Right. So let's move the robot into the left diagonal direction. So we are expecting only these 2 wheels to be rotated. Let's see. See. So that's how this is capable of moving into the any direction, right? And also these wheels can take a heavy load. That is another advantage. That's why this mecanum wheels used in the industry as the transportation robot. This can take a heavy load, right? So again, what is the advantage of a mecanum wheel robot? This robot can move in a small surface in an effective way. Right. Next, we are going to discuss about a rover type robot. A rover type robot. Rover type robot. Let me show you an example. The one I have taken in the very beginning to show you the difference of the hardware part and the software, right? So this is a rover type robot. Now, what is the advantage of this rover type robot over the two-wheel robot and four-wheel robot? This is also a very stable robot chassis. There are two motors. It looks like there are four motors, but there are only two motors. So once the both motors rotate into the forward direction, the rover will rotate in the forward direction like this, right? When both motors rotate to the backward direction, the rover will rotate, go to the backward direction. It's like that. When this motor rotate forward and this motor rotate backward, see what happens. Like a normal four-wheel, two-wheel robot, it can turn. When this motor rotate forward, this rotate backwards, the rover will rotate into the right direction. See? So like the normal four-wheel robot, this can move forward, backward, and also can turn left and right. And there is a more advantage because of the because of this rover system. This can move over some object. For example, while this moving, if I put my hand, this robot will move over my hand. I will show you of these demonstrations when we are making a Bluetooth control robot. In the later section, I am going to show you a demonstration of how to make a Bluetooth control robot. To that example, we are going to use this robot chassis. Right? So this can move over some obstacles. As the next robot chassis, we are going to discuss about Mars rover type robot. So what is meant by the Mars rover? We all have seen the robot that sent to the Mars from NASA, right, by NASA. That is called the Mars rover. It has a very unique suspension system, something like this. Right? This is called Rooker-Boogie suspension system. So this suspension, what is the advantage of this type of suspension system? The advantage is this can move in a very rough surface area. It can move over some large rocks, something like that. Let me show you an example of the Mars rover. Then I will show you a real one that we have built, right? So let's see some from the internet. Mars rover. See the suspension system. This is a very large robot. So because of this unique suspension system, this can move over the obstacles, right? So that's the better robot chassis type for the Mars exploration, that type of things, right? Okay. So I will show you a Mars rover type robot that we made. Okay, students, this is the Mars rover robot that I told you we made, right? So this is a small prototype. Now, let me explain you what are the motors that we have used. For every wheel, we have connected one DC motor. You might be able to see it not clearly, right? So these are DC motors. Every wheel there are DC motors, and for these four corner wheels, we have connected servo motors, DC servo motors. These are called DC servo motors. These motors are capable of rotating from 0 degree to 180 degree. Now DC motors rotate continuously, but this DC servo motors rotates only from here to here, here to here. That's it. So there are four DC servo motors, and we remove the wiring. Right, so these are aluminum profiles. We have used aluminum profiles to build this chassis of the rover, and here we did some laser cut. Right, so the advantage of this specific suspension system is this is capable of now moving over a rock. For example, if there is a large rock here, this wheel will move like this, right? And after the rock, this wheel goes up, right? And finally, once these two wheels have passed the rock, the last wheel will go up like this. You can see the chassis balance, the wheels can go up and down. So that is the advantage of the mass rover type suspension system, right? I have given you a very brief idea about this one, right? So from the next lesson, you will be able to understand how to control servo motors and also how to combine all of these motors and how to control using these motor drivers. Still, you might have no idea because this is just the introduction. What I want you to is to have an idea only. There are these different types of robot chassis: two-wheel robot chassis, four-wheel robot chassis, mechanism wheel robot chassis, rover type chassis, mass rover, right? I just want you to have an idea, right? So now let's see some different types of robot. Now all the robot chassis we look so far has wheels. Now next we are going to look at some robot chassis which doesn't have wheels. Okay, right? Okay, students. Now we have seen this type of robot chassis. You also saw the demonstration, and you now know what are the advantages, disadvantages of each type of robot chassis, right? Two-wheel robots, four-wheel robots, mechanism wheel robots, rover type robot, and mass rover, rotor bogie system, right? Number 6, I want to show you a four-leg robot. Now all of these robot chassis have wheels. Now I want to show you a four-leg robot. Four-leg robot. Let me show you. Let's see those robot chassis from the internet. Four-leg robot. Now these are very advanced robots. Okay. This is from Boston Dynamics. This cost around $75,000, right? Not Sri Lankan rupees. This is $75,000. So what I want to show you is a four-leg robot Arduino. The type of the robots that we will build from this course, right? See, now this is an example of a four-leg robot, and one leg has 3 servo motors. One leg has 3 servo motors. So all the 4 legs have 12 servo motors. Understand? So this type of what is the advantage of 4-leg robot? It can go in a stair, right? Go up in a stair, go down in a stair, right? So it can do different movements than a normal wheel robot. Next, we are going to see a 6-legged robot. Number 7. 6-legged robot, also called a hexapod robot. So we will search by that name, hexapod robot. Let me show you one. Hexapod robot. Okay, you can see. Let's take this one. Right. How many legs are there? There are 6 legs, and one leg contains 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in this case there are 4 motors. I will take that has 3 servo motors. Now this one leg contains 3 servo motors. Okay, so there are how many legs? 6 legs. So 3 multiplied by 6. How many total motors are there? 80 servo motors. There are 80 DC servo motors. So this can perform much better than a 4-leg robot, right? So these are different types of robot chassis. Okay, the next robot type is humanoid robot. Humanoid robot. Humanoid robot, right? So what is a humanoid robot? A human type robot which has 2 hands and 2 legs. And also we will see a humanoid robot which construct using DC servo motors. What is the advantage of humanoid robots? We can use them to do some research about human movements, and also we can use them to do the task that humans can do, right? If there is any dangerous area which humans can't reach, then we can send a humanoid robot, right? If we want to have the human actions. So let's say some of the humanoid robots available. Humanoid robots. These are very advanced humanoid robots. Let's type humanoid robots Arduino. See this one, this one. Now let's take this one. So this is a humanoid robot which has around 17 servo motors. Okay, 17 servo motors. This can do movements like humans. So humanoid robots. And in the next, when we are doing motors, DC motors, servo motors, different types of motors, I will introduce you into the robotic arms. Today I am not going to discuss about robotic arms. So these are the different robot chassis we looked so far. And also I want to, as the ninth one, I want to tell you 3D printed robot chassis. 3D printed robot chassis. Now, most of you might have heard about 3D printing. It is a new technology, right? So using 3D printing, we can build whatever we imagine in our mind. First we need to think of something, and then we need to design that thing in a software. And after that, we can take the file, and once we input that file into a 3D printer, then the 3D printer will build that object physically. I will show you a 3D printer now, right? But I am not going to show you the demonstration of the 3D printer. I will show that to you in a later day, right? Today I will just show you the 3D printer. But before that, let's search some of the 3D printed robot. 3D printed robots. Right, you can see this is a 3D printed humanoid robot, a real human-sized robot. So each and every part, not the electronic parts, all the other material parts have implemented using 3D printing. And this is the 3D printed robot, you can see, right? You can see we can do a lot of things using 3D printing. See some small cute ultrasonic sensor based robot. Okay, so we can do a lot of things using 3D printing. Let me show you the 3D printer, and today I am going to end this session after I show you the 3D printer. Okay students, this is the 3D printer that we have been using to build our robots, right? So the brand of the 3D printer is Ender Pro 3 version. This is Creality. This is the model is Ender, ENDER. The brand is Creality, right? Sorry for the mistake. Now this is the PLA. The material is called the PLA. There are different colors of PLA material. This is a white color, you can see, but there are different colors, black, red, blue, even there are radium color, which means at the night they glow. Also there are different types of PLA materials, rubber type and some right. I will explain about the different types of material in a section when we are actually printing something. So this is the 3D printer. There are several axes. This axis, and this can go up like this, and this is the bed, right? So there is a SD card here. So when we build the design using the software, we need to put the file into this SD card, and then we insert this SD card into the 3D printer, and from here there is a menu here. From here we can select the object we want to print. Once we click OK, this bed will heat up to 60 degree of Celsius, and the nozzle, this is the nozzle, that nozzle will heat up to 200 Celsius. So the PLA will come through the nozzle and the object will start to print. So this is basically a 3D printer. So we will use that in a later section. Okay students, I'm going to end the session today. From today's session, I just want to give you a brief introduction about robotics. So we discussed what is meant by robot. Robot can be divided into two main categories, the hardware and the software. Hardware includes two parts, the mechanical chassis and the electronic components. And what is meant by the software? The software is the program. What is meant by a program? Set of instructions. So once we make a robot, we need to give set of instructions to that robot. Then only the robot will move as we told it to. Understand? Then we discuss about, then I have showed you some robot toys. Remember Koji, MIP and MIPASO. From those toys, we have discussed some latest technologies such as Bluetooth, hand gestures using IR sensors, then self-balancing, how a robot do the self-balancing, we have discussed a lot. And after that, I have explained you some different kind of robot chassis that we can use for our implementations. Two-wheel robots, four-wheel robots, mechanism wheel robots, and what are the advantage of each type, right? And finally, I told you that we can build any robot chassis that we can think of using a 3D printer. We will see how this works later. Okay, students. Thank you and see you in the next video. Okay, bye.